reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. At that time, Jesus departed from Samaria to Galilee. For Jesus himself testified that a prophet had no honor in his own country. So when he came to Galilee, the Galileans welcomed him, having seen all that he had done in Jerusalem at the feast. For they too had gone to the feast. So he came again to Cana in Galilee, where he had made water wine. And at Capernaum there was an official whose son was ill. When he heard that Jesus had come from Judea to Galilee, he went and begged him to come down and heal his son, for he was at the point of death. Jesus therefore said to him, "Unless you see signs and wonders, you will not believe." The official said to him, "Sir, come down before my child dies." Jesus said to him, "Go, your son will live." The man believed the word that Jesus spoke to him and went his way. As he was going down, his servants met him and told him that his son was living. So he asked them the hour when he began to mend, and they said to him, "Yesterday at the 7th hour the fever left him." The father knew that was the hour when Jesus had said to him, "Your son will live." And he himself believed, and all his household. This was now the second sign that Jesus did when he had come from Judea to Galilee. The Gospel of the Lord. The divine Word of God, written over 2,000 years ago, has something to tell us today as we wait for the announcements that could possibly change our daily routine, like it's never been affected in our lifetime. So we have Jesus leaving Samaria, going into Galilee, and as he goes there, he's expecting to have some kind of compassionate welcome. It is where he knows, it's a place he knows, and we have a rather strange thing that he goes to Cana, and somebody from Capernaum, which is about 27 kilometers away, 20 miles, 27 kilometers away, and he hears this. This is in the days before cell phones and social media. But he hears that Jesus is there, and so he walks. And if you've ever walked, that's about a really good day's walk. Imagine the faith that this man must have had. The sense of urgency, because his son was sick. To go to someone who is probably not of his faith, because he was an official, and to ask for something so great, and to have to leave your dying son and walk a day's journey on the hope that something would happen to a man you just heard a rumor will heal. You know the story. Jesus kind of challenges him and says, "Oh, you just want to have signs and wonders so that you can believe." And he says to him, "Just come and be with my son. Just be in his presence." And Jesus says, "That's enough. Your son is going to live." He now still believes Jesus. Jesus hasn't said that he's going to go with him. He says, "You go back and your son will be healed." So once again, incredible faith. Faith to travel to a stranger. Faith to be challenged by Jesus and to continue to ask. And faith to leave the man who he feels can believe, and he goes on his own back. This is a man of great courage. He goes down and he believes. Dear people, we are going to have a lot of courage in the days ahead. A lot of courage. And our courage comes from God. And that's why we must continue to meditate on our scriptures, our daily scriptures, because they are going to be our lifeline in the days ahead. More, I believe, than ever before. We are going into a time in our history, in this country and in the world, where we are waking up to see many things. Our connectivity across all boundaries. And how we can get ourselves prepared for these kind of catastrophes. Because they have always happened. Because the world population is larger now, we can expect more deaths than ever before. We've been told this morning, as soon as our internal infections reach 100, it's going to explode in our country. Have we done enough in the past, as a collective humanity in this country, to make sure that when we have these disasters, people are going to die? Have we done enough in our past to make sure that medical facilities and clean running water, simple things that we take for granted, are there for all human beings in the world, least of all in our own country? What have we done? And I believe God is asking us not to go around condemning and judging and blaming, but to have a whole new attitude towards humanity and the part that I need to play. Myself, on my own, can affect and effect a lot of change. Maybe I've been too selfish in looking after what I believe is good for me, and not knowing that when I look after the whole of humanity, I am automatically being looked after. Jesus is going to show us a new way. Pray that we will listen. We do not have the answers now, but as we go day by day, listening to our leaders who we have criticized in the past, but now we must trust God will lead us into a whole new way of believing. Let us be open and listen to what God is telling us. Amen.